Hey everyone, Kino here. I wanted to make a video kind of talking about some unfortunate developments that have been happening in the YouTube community, specifically when it comes to copyright issues. Now, this is something, of course, that I have dealt with a lot in terms of my videos, dealing with whenever you're editing, video essays specifically about, movies, television, things that you don't necessarily own the copyright to, you always run this chance of the video getting flagged. And within all of this is kind of like the greater issue of fair use. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that in this video. I want to talk about the news, what's been going on, and then talk about my feelings about fair use because it is something that's obviously very important to me as a creator. So again, might not be the kind of video you're interested in. That's why it's going on the Kino Studios. This is where I just throw up random videos about whatever I want to talk about. So I hope you guys find this interesting. But if not, you can definitely feel free to skip this. So I don't necessarily want to name names in this video. I don't want to be that kind of channel. I don't want to talk about other people without their permission and things like that, even when I'm not saying anything negative per se, unless I feel comfortable doing so because I know them. And so I'm not going to name this YouTuber's name because from what I've kind of gathered, he's kind of trying to distance himself from this controversy. But basically, there is this well-known YouTuber in the anime space, makes video essays about different animes, and he got about 150 flags, I believe, on his videos. His videos got taken down, which is obviously a huge part of his revenue stream. And it was taken down by the company Toei. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's a Japanese company. They're probably most well known, I think, for the Godzilla franchise, which they own. They're a huge movie, media company in Japan, and they own the rights to, I think, Dragon Ball Z and a number of different animes. And they have, like I said, issued a bunch of strikes against this creator and also a number of other content creators who I don't think are getting as much press, but are equally affected by this. Now, videos getting taken down is not the worst thing that could happen to a channel. Obviously, getting the strikes and getting your channel terminated would be the worst thing. But this is still very negatively impactful to the creators who make their living off these videos. This guy who got many of his videos taken down, that is a huge chunk of his livelihood, even though, the video was already watched, so he already made some money off of that. People watch videos, over time, like, a few views here, a few views there. And over the course of 150 videos, that's a lot of views, a lot of ad revenue that he's not going to get. And obviously beyond just that, it's very, heartbreaking when you make content, you spend all this time editing and working towards something, and then now no one gets to see it. I've been in that position. I've had videos get demonetized. I've had videos get blocked. And you either have to, edit the video and remove the things that they're trying to block, or you have to just live with it. Now, the question is Toei within their right to do something like this? The answer, it's a difficult question to answer. It depends, on a per case basis. From what I understand about this creator, he makes video essays. Now, video essays fall under the concept of fair use, which is, at least in the US, is a doctrine that we are allowed to make videos and media about copyrighted content if it's transformative and if it has an educational or entertainment value. Now, what does this mean? So, for example, just posting a clip of, a content, that does not fall under fair use. You're just basically showing the media, you are, even if you don't claim it, like you say, I don't own this, it's still an act of, claiming that content. You're presenting it as if you own it. It would be the same as, someone posting one of my videos on their channel. Like, they don't own it. They don't have a right to do that. However, fair use kicks into effect when you do things like when you're reviewing something, when you're editing it in a way that's humorous, when you're editing it in a way that's educational. You're trying to educate the viewer of like why they should watch this or why they shouldn't. Providing a review. This is how movie critics and stuff get away with essentially writing or producing videos about movies and TV shows, whatever they're reviewing, because it falls under the doctrine of fair use. Now that is what I try to do with my videos. I don't just play clips. Sometimes I include clips as reinforcing the central idea that I'm presenting within my video essays, which is a broad term what that means, a video essay per se. But essentially any kind of video where you're making a point or you're making a statement about something. There's a lot of different types of video essays. But of course, my stuff falls under that, and a number of other content creators like this guy's videos fall into that as well. So that definitely falls under fair use. The problem is twofold. One is YouTube's automatic, detection system. So when you upload a video to YouTube, they scan the video for any material that the system knows is owned by someone else. So if you try to upload a movie, a TV show, whatever, it's going to get flagged usually. There's ways around this. For example, editing it. That's why there's some channels who you can watch episodes of Family Guy or whatever. And you'll notice in the video there's like cuts during it where it skips ahead or something like that. That's to kind of fool the system. And again, that's not what I'm advocating at all. If you're just like showing the thing, that does not fall under fair use, and that's against the terms of service. And it's something obviously that I'm very much against, because people doing that kind of stuff is what makes YouTube have the stringent rules that it has. And it's why their system therefore kind of falsely detects something like my videos where this definitely does fall under fair use. I'm talking over the clips. I'm not playing audio. I've significantly transformed it, which means I've rearranged the order. I've edited it. I've done all this kind of stuff, not with the intent of, getting past this system and still showing the episode or whatever. But with the intent that like this video is meant to educate people and it's meant to, entertain them. So that's a doctrine of fair use. And unfortunately, it seems like from the research I've done, Japan doesn't have that kind of concept. So to them, you are not allowed to do anything with their content. You're not allowed to show it. You're not allowed to, make media talking about it. If you're going to include, clips or, visuals from the media, and they very aggressively defend their copyright. I've seen some statements from, other people that a lot of these companies are run by, an older generation. They don't really understand the internet, and they're trying their best to fight it. Now, of course, along with this is the fact that, yes, there are people on the internet that are, using the internet to illegally distribute this. So, a lot of people obviously watch anime, from illegal streaming sites and things like that. And so I think these companies have kind of come to view the internet as like an inherently dangerous place for their content. They want to restrict it and control it. And of course, I don't advocate, illegally, doing any of this kind of stuff. But the problem, like I said, is when they go too far and they're attacking creators who, are operating within the terms of service of YouTube. The YouTube is a U.S. company. They follow the U.S. Code of Law when it comes to fair use. There are many creators doing this. And beyond just that, there is an inherent benefit to the company, which is that, videos and content like this are what generate interest, in their original media. A lot of people want to, learn more about it. They want to have, they want to watch videos where creators, maybe they explain what happened. Maybe it's confusing what happened in the show, and they want more material to kind of understand it. Maybe they just want to be part of a community that talks about this and relives it online. And in many cases, I think these creators definitely encourage the viewer, to go support the original creators, to watch it, to buy it. I know I do that for The Sopranos. I would never tell anyone not to, watch the show because I love it. I'm passionate about it. It's why I make videos on these topics. And again, to see that happen to a creator, it sets a very dangerous precedent. It's why I wanted to make this video. I think we, as a community, need to voice our support, in opposition to companies doing this. Because if they get the message that like, oh, this is okay, then YouTube's only going to become a worse and worse place. And it's not necessarily that I'm like, oh, poor creators, poor me. I deserve to make these videos. I think it just hurts the community because if companies are allowed to, take these videos down, creators are not going to make videos. You are not going to have content to watch on YouTube, and the site's going to die as a result of it. I mean, we've seen plenty of social media sites, streaming sites be taken down because essentially no one's watching it because they don't have good content. We're in a lucky time right now where I think YouTube has a lot of great content, even though I don't agree with a lot of decisions YouTube makes and how they treat their creators. We're still at a point where it's a mutually beneficial relationship between creators and YouTubers. And we need to maintain that relationship to maintain the ecosystem of content that we have here. If one end of it gets disrupted by these copyright claims, the other end of it is going to be affected and it's going to affect viewers. So that's why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to support it. Beyond just this creator, it's affected another creator who I'm personally friends with, Borko. Again, I feel comfortable mentioning that just because I know the guy, and he, for the record, does not make any type of money off of YouTube. He does it purely as a passion project that he's involved in, which is sharing clips with the Sopranos and the other shows that he shows. And unfortunately, one of those clips was from Dragon Ball Z, and that is why Toei has gone after him as well, and he's had trouble with his channel. I'm not sure exactly where he's at in that process right now. From what I've seen, his videos seem to be back up, but he unfortunately had to make another channel because of this. Now, of course, just like I said before, Borko's videos technically don't fall into the definition of fair use. I love the guy personally, but I can't defend his videos on that regard. But even still, I think that companies going overboard with this in terms of creators who do follow the rules, like I said, sets a dangerous precedent. And I wanted to acknowledge my support. I never want to preach to you guys and be like, you need to, do this because I'm right. You need to do what I say and follow me and follow my lead. Make your own decision about, what you want to support and all that like it. But I just wanted to bring attention to this issue because, like I said, it affects many different creators across the board. Even if you don't like anime per se, I'm not a huge anime guy myself. But again, it's about this ecosystem that we're all involved in. And it's about, making sure YouTube is a platform that we all want to continue to use, going forward into the future. So those are just my thoughts on the topic. Let me know what you guys think about what's going on. Let me know what you think if Toei's in the right, if, these creators are in the right. I'm interested to hear. I want to be part of this discussion. So, I want to make more content like this in the future, just talking about random stuff that comes into my head, stuff I want to talk about, and this Pure Kino Studio is a channel where I'm going to do it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk again soon.